Hello, Sacred Souls. It's Susanna from Alamanic Shaman. What I have here for us tonight is a healing from persecution timelines. We're going to include a few other things too, like suffering through war times and whatever, but the main thing is trauma from persecution, and that could be because, let's say in a past lifetime we practiced witchcraft or druidism or whatever else that was not accepted by the authorities at the time. And so our soul in that lifetime was persecuted. Or it might have also been that maybe we belonged to a group of the population that was persecuted. Let's say, for example, like the Roma, or formerly called Gypsies, right? They were often persecuted throughout history and so forth, right? And also, like in war times, sometimes there were crimes committed. And actually, that's also like in tyrannies that go into like the 20th century and so on, where, let's say, people were disappeared. I remember watching a documentary once where, actually the title was Under the Hood. And it was where when people were disappeared, I think it was in Argentina in that documentary, they put a bag over a person's head so that they couldn't see where they were being brought. But I don't know why they call it hood, because it's actually more a bag or a potato sack or something like that. But yeah, so that was a bit shocking for anyone who grew up in a very liberal Western country and culture. However, that has happened all around the world, all throughout history, those kind of things, right? And I'm going to explain a little bit more what I chose here for today. I'm going to start at the bottom. I have a stick that is so, and there's a little bit of a root attached to here, I guess. But also here, it's kind of almost like torn and ripped a little bit, and yeah, there's some roots attached and whatnot. And it made me think of those whips in ancient times that had not just one string but like a whole bunch of strings attached, and I think they were used for like punishment of slaves or whatever. So that, like, we're gonna do a healing for that. And then here I have a little bomber airplane, like in war times where they flew over enemy territory and then bombed them, right? So like that represents war times. And like, for example, my dad was a child during World War II in Germany. So like he grew up with the reality of, well, sometimes there's an alarm and then you have to go into the bomb shelter. Or if not, you might not make it, right? And he actually told me that as kids, they didn't totally take it seriously sometimes. And his mom would freak out, right? Let's say if a few times, like, he wasn't in the shelter and she couldn't find him anywhere. So then she worried that he would survive, right? But as a kid, he said he reached a point of almost feeling invincible because, like, each time he survived, I don't know, I think he did some crazy stuff as a kid. He was pretty daring, I guess. Anyway, then this actually took me much longer than expected. I mean, it rained last night anyway, but I was hoping to get it done last night. And this model helicopter has so many parts that I actually had to finish it today. I took a little bit of the afternoon off to finish it because I couldn't get it all done last night. And oops, my hands are dirty, and now it's already getting dirty. But anyway, so it's pretty cool. Like, see, this actually works well, sort of, if it doesn't get stuck on the root. And the back wheel, I just actually put an elastic on so I wouldn't lose it, because it didn't stay on solid. I mean, it is a model kit from a dollar store, right? So it's not the best quality, but hey, for the fire, it's good enough. But yeah, I was pretty proud of myself. It was actually fun. Look, it even has like seats in there. So, sorry, let me not get too sidetracked because I'm actually very proud of myself for putting this together. And there were so many parts and I had to find the matching numbers and, you know, that took quite a while. But the idea behind this is basically surveillance, like from the air, right? So let's say let's say, for example, if, like, I was thinking of, for example, Star Wars or Star Trek. I don't remember in which of those I saw it, but there were also like flying drones that would check the area, and if anyone moved who was not accounted for from the population or whatever, or when they were looking for someone, it was very hard for anyone to get away from them and hide without being found because of the air surveillance, right? So, like, a helicopter would basically be doing the same thing, right? So they would fly helicopters, like even now when a criminal escapes, for example, a helicopter would fly and search for them, right? And let's say shine the lights down and search the whole area, right? And imagine being persecuted, let's say, imagine standing up against the government and, you know, speaking out against wrongs and standing up for what you believe in. But if what you believe in is against what the government dictates, then suddenly you're on the wrong side of history and then there's persecution, right? So yeah, that's why I was thinking like the model airplane, the war. And the funny thing is, I bought a smaller one of those mannequins, those wooden mannequins, to kind of match more the size of these two, like the airplane and the helicopter, even though like the airplane's way smaller too, which was so much faster and easier to put together, really. It's just a few pieces. But I didn't find it. So I realized this is actually very symbolic. And this mannequin, when I bought it at the store, was actually in this position, which looked like dancing. But now I'm also thinking it's like triumph, like victory over, like basically surviving all of this and coming out on top, healing from it. Not just surviving, but thriving. So, like, that is actually a massive triumph, right? And standing above it, being taller than that, being, I had another word earlier that popped into my mind before I started filming, but now I can't think of it now. But I mean, you get the message, right? Like, basically just standing above it, being above it, rising above it, standing taller, anything like that, right? So, but basically, so that symbolizes the triumph over all the evil that our soul has endured in not just this lifetime, but throughout all the lifetimes since the existence of our soul, right? Okay, anyway, so this was a long intro speech. I got a little carried away there, but somehow, yeah, this feels important. Okay, so let's call in our spirit guides and get started on the spiritual stuff. Dear Creator, higher power, source and soul energy, our higher selves, our higher spirit guides of the light, and all of our ancestors that are in the light, and Great Spirit of the fire. Please help us heal, help us and our soul heal from all the trauma, from all the hurt, pain, and suffering, all the trauma PTSD, CPTSD, and any other physical, mental, spiritual, emotional, and energetic damage that we still carry within us, within our DNA, within our coding, within our energy fields, etc., that stem from any kinds of persecution, wars, from any kind of torture connected to any of that, from any maltreatment, any violence, any fear. Anxiety is a part of that, right? But I mean, just imagine running for your lives, and healing from that and then triumphing over it. So please help us heal from all of that. And then the little person there shall represent us healing from it and triumphing over it. All right, so let's put this in the fire. And I'm going to start with the piece I'm most proud of. Okay, so the helicopter representing surveillance shall be put in the fire. We shall heal from any and all trauma connected to any kind of invasion and surveillance that our soul was ever exposed to. Oh, that's hot. Oof, ouch. Oh, that's symbolic too. I almost burned my hands. My one hand. Throughout all of time and space, throughout all lifetimes, timelines, parallel and alternate realms, realities, multi and universes, and any and all other aspects that affect us in this lifetime. And wow, see how this is starting to burn? Whoa. This was several hours last night, and I think another 2 hours this afternoon to build the model airplane. Oh. But it was so worth it. All right, I'm going to film this a little bit before I continue with putting the other stuff in, because I'm proud of this piece. All right. Okay, it's starting to break, so I'm going to put the airplane in next. Okay. And help us heal from any trauma and anything that is related to war times, hardship, and suffering because of war. Whoops. Ooh, interesting that the mannequin fell over already. Oof. Wow, the fire is really hot. And it's funny because the flames aren't even that huge, but for some reason they're really, really, really hot. Which, wow, also makes me think of a hellfire. And here goes the airplane. And see, the helicopter is almost completely finished at this point. Wow, amazing. All right. Whew. The airplane is going. Going. Almost gone. Not quite yet. And let's put the whip type stick in there to represent all the suffering. Oof. My hand is scorching hot. I can't go any closer because I'm going to burn the other hand too. All right, let's put that in. Whew. Let any and all hurt, pain, suffering, trauma, PTSD, CPTSD, and any and all other damage that our soul suffered and that we suffered physically, mentally, spiritually, emotionally, and energetically. Anything that is stored in our DNA, in our energy field, in our chakra system, in our aura, or anywhere else that I may not be aware of, shall be fully and completely healed and repaired throughout all of time and space, throughout all lifetimes, timelines, parallel and alternate realms, realities, multi and universes, and any and all other aspects that affect us in this lifetime. And so it is, all my relations. All our relations. Whoa. Okay, so this is gonna take a while there with the whipstick. Yeah, that actually sounds funny, whipstick. So I'm gonna put the mannequin in that shall represent us, but in this case, the burning is basically to confirm and fill us with so much love and light. So any trauma will be burnt away and transmuted, and we shall be filled with massive amounts of healing light, unconditional love, blessings, and protections from source energy, from all of our spirit guides, and of course the spirit of the fire. And we shall be transformed just as this mannequin shall be transformed into ashes. We shall be transformed. The old shall be gone, and a new us, a new healed version of us shall be born from the ashes, just like the rising of the phoenix. Woo! And here we go. Okay, this might take a little bit longer because that wood doesn't catch fire as quickly and as easily as the helicopter did. It's a little thicker. The helicopter wood was like really thin. Oh, but here we go. It's starting. Oh, here we go. Here we go. Whew, we are healing and transforming. Wow. Yeah, the energy feels very peaceful, very tranquil, very good. It's like the crazy insanity of constantly being frazzled and rushing around, being full of fear, anything of like, being in constant fight or flight mode, I mean, or like constantly in survival mode. It's just melting away. It's just slowly leaving our energy fields, our systems, and peace and tranquility is settling in. Ooh, that feels good. Whoa, yeah. Oh. Wow, that's amazing. Whew, that feels good. All right. This is going to finish burning, but I think I'm going to kind of wrap it up here, just so this video won't be forever, going on forever. Earlier it already cut out, and I hope it's still one video rather than two, but I guess I'll see later when I get home. All right. I'm sending you so much love and light too. I'm sending you lots and lots of blessings and wish you an abundance in all areas of your lives. Be well until next time. Thank you for watching. Bye.